Hello believers, in this video we are going to talk about the top best Ragnarok Mighty Winter players, which you can claim and must try if you want to score a lot of goals and cook your opponent. Finally, after a proper test of the players from the Week 2 and Week 3 of the Ragnarok Mighty Winter event, I have come to conclusion, and we are going to know which is best possible players to take from this shards exchange. Not only that, we are also going through these topics. 1. Everything you should know before claiming players. 2. Best players to claim from Week 2 and Week 3 of the Ragnarok. So bros, as always, video is going to be helpful, and for more helpful contents like this, make sure you have smashed that subscribe button plus turn on that bell icon. For now, let's begin with point number 1. Everything you should know before claiming players. Firstly, many of you know well that next Thursday on 31 of August, the part 2 of this Ragnarok event is going to start. In part 1, we got Mighty Winter, which has this sky blue type of color, but in part 2, we are getting the part 2, and its name is After Daybreak, and it will have this type of theme cards, which is in little pinkish color. Anyway, now due to part 1 and part 2, many people have huge doubts. They have doubts because the Mighty Winter Shard token name is the Mighty Winter Shard, and the new part called After Daybreak Shard token name will be After Daybreak. So many of you are confused and ask me questions like, can we exchange this Week 1 to Week 3 Mighty Winter players once After Daybreak comes? So be chill bros, you can definitely exchange all these Week 1 to Week 3 players of Mighty Winter even after the After Daybreak arrives. In the After Daybreak also, we will have Week 1 to Week 3, but they will add it in the Gallery 2 chapter, which you can see here. But still, for the next 27 remaining days, this Week 1 to Week 3 of Mighty Winter will be claimable. Next, another question many of you asked is, can we even exchange After Daybreak players with these Mighty Winter Shards? For this, I am 95% sure EA will not make the After Daybreak players exchangeable with the Might Winter Shards tokens, because if they are doing like that, then there is no sense on introducing that in other shards. However, there are some chances they might make such an exchange, where we can get Mighty Winter Shards with the After Daybreak or vice versa. There is no confirmation, and chances of it happening are less, but still, if they introduce that feature, then they will higher the price. For example, if you have to exchange one Mighty Winter Shard, then it might cost 2 After Daybreak tokens or vice versa. Anyway, now, the third question that many of you guys asked me is this week the right time to claim the players that's in the Mighty Winter part of the Ragnarok event? The answer is both yes and no here, because it totally depends on what kind of players you guys want. However, there are already some, and if they launch Cruyff, then there are tons of meta ST right now in the game. I don't understand why the fork they are making the game unbalanced, because the right wing position and left wing position are becoming quite rare. Anyway, since many of the Week 2 and Week 3 players are launched in the scouting camp, I have tested many of the players, so yeah bros, let's discuss about those players one by one and decide who are the most worthy players to take from Week 2 and Week 3 for the Ragnarok event. But before selecting players, here are some of the important factors that I am considering. Firstly, I am rating them out of 10 points, and if I am rating the player 1 to 4 out of 10, then that's recommended less. If I rate the player 5 to 7 out of 10, then that's mid recommendation. And finally, if I rate the player 8 to 10 out of 10, then that means that player is highly suggested to you bros. Apart from that, I am going to judge players depending on 3 different factors, which are stats or performance of the players from the test I have done. The second factor is for how much time that specific player can give you performance, which means also a relevant time of the specific player. And finally, another important factor is going to the cost of the shards. So to discuss the best Week 2 and Week 3 players, let's move to point number 2. Best players to claim from Week 2 and Week 3 of the Ragnarok. In the number 7 player, we have Blanc center back. Blanc is one of the best center backs in the game right now. He is with good height, pace is decent. Sometimes I felt pace is a bit slow in terms of good stunt strikers, however, against the players like Nedvěd. Ginola also, he was defending well. His marking, tackling, awareness, and strength is good. Apart from that, his heading is also good. Have to say, he lacks on the defending traits, but still his in-match performances are really good. Now, talking about the work rate, he has a high defensive work rate and medium attacking work rate. In-game positioning of Blanc is really good, and mostly he stays in the defensive lines and rarely comes in the opposition sides. Overall, Blanc can be top 4 to top 5 center back in the game. He costs 1250 shards, which is quite high in my opinion, but still if you want, he is worthy. I am expecting more cheaper CB in upcoming days, so if you have other positions remaining to fill, then also that's fine. Anyway bros, I will recommend him 7 out of 10, which means mid recommendation. That's because in a few days we can receive CB who can be cheaper than him and better. Now he is definitely going to be relevant for like 3 months at least. Next in the number 6 we have Garrincha at right winger. Garrincha is a really speedy winger. This can be one of the best choices for the F2P users. He also has a 5-star skill move, which is a very big advantage, as recently I tried out the Elastico move and oh my. God, it was very good and lethal. He has 133 pace, which is insane, and I felt like Garrincha stunts are quite better than those of Nedvěd and Ginola. It's just my feeling, but it's upon you guys. He has 115 shooting, that's good, and 134 dribbles, which means very extremely smooth. Passing is great too. Talking about traits, he lacks on it, and his work rate is medium. So that's what makes him quite less explosive. When the ball is not in his foot, he mostly comes in the mid area, so that decreases the attacking chances, but in terms of manual attacking, he is very deadly. Also, the 4-star left foot is cons in him, but still from short range, you can score goals. And recently, you can say top 5 to top 10 right winger. Overall, getting 111 OVR Garrincha in just 1k shards is worth it, in my opinion. And I am recommending this guy 8 out of 10 for F2P, where 6 out of 10 for P2W, as P2W can invest better and get better RW. Now that's all. For the worthy Week 2 players, rest other players are a bit not worthy, and maybe this Carvajal is good but not tested him yet. As per our guiders, I heard he is good and recently top 10 right back in the game, but I felt like in upcoming days you can get better right back. Overall, performance-wise, you can go with him, as I felt his shards price is very less. You are literally getting right back. In just freaking 800 shards, that's a good deal for the right back. It's all your choice. Talking about the worthy Week 3 players, in the player number 5 we have Lizarazu, who is recently top 10 left back in the game. Defensively, I felt Lizarazu is a really good card, as I saw him intercepting players a lot of times, and also, he was very active in the field. Apart from the defensive line, he is good at making attacking runs. He has 128 pace, which is incredible, and such a left back gets irrelevant slowly, so you can expect him to be good for the next 3 months. A bit bad physically, and short left back. I believe the left back should be with a little bit more height, but also this is a balanced card and performs well in matches. He has also dive into tackle traits. Anyway, 110 OVR card, and after 3 months, 110 you must replace in case you want to reach 117 to 118 OVR, so that's the big deal. Now, talking about shards price, just 650 shards is really less for a left back, and I am recommending him 8 out of 10, which means highly recommended. Next in the number 4, we have a Schweinsteiger card. He is also a good center midfielder in the game. Recently, you can consider him a top 5 center midfielder in the game. I was personally not loving his stats, but when I tested him and the guiders told me he is a good center back, I felt he was worthy. He has a 4-star skill move, which is a good thing, and his lane changes are also effective and helps a lot in 1-versus-1 situations. However, his speed is quite slow. 4-star. Weak foot, so I will suggest you to keep in the left center midfielder position. His passing and dribbling is insane, so skill moves also feel smooth. Overall, he has a lot of important traits, and I highly recommend you try out long-range shots with him, as he is good on it. Overall, he costs 800 shards, and that's quite a high amount of shards, so I am recommending him just 5 out of 10, and he will also be relevant for the next 2 to 3 months, but you can definitely get a better CM in less shards than you are getting now. In the number 3, we have Touré. If you have remembered then, that Prime Heroes 106 rating Touré who came in the League Exchange used to be a meta-center midfielder, but this time EA literally changed Tour to CDM. Anyway, being CDM, he has 4-star skill moves, 115 pace, good shooting, passing, dribbling, defending, and physical. His each and every ability are good. He has got a lot of traits. He is good on both attacking and defending areas, and his work rate also says the same. Overall, Touré is an incredible CDM, and he is recently top 3 to top 5 CDM in game. He has 111 OVR cards, can play center midfielder cam, and you can get him in just 1k shards, which means gem for F2P. So, I am recommending him 8 out of 10. He will be relevant for 3 months at least, so I highly recommend him. Now, talking about the number 2, we have Nedvěd. Now, Nedvěd might be a bit L-card, as EA launched him this time on LM, and very rare people use the formation, which includes LM. But if you use LM formation, then what are you looking for, bros? There is seriously no card, literally no card in game who can beat Nedvěd in terms of LM. He is absolutely incredible card, but he can also play on left wing. So if you are planning to use him on left wing, then you will lose 1 to 2 rating plus. There are already better left wingers in the game compared to him. Anyway, W card if you need LM. Finally, talking about the number 1, we have Ginola. Ginola is top 2 to top 3 striker in the game. In this card also, EA did bullshit as they brought him, and striker, that's really bad as we have many ST in the game. Anyway, Ginola is such an amazing card which has no cons. 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves, 135 pace, 128 shooting, and 122 dribbling. He is also a playmaker, and he can play ALT positions like Cam LW. Physically, he is very strong and helps to score a lot. I think you can definitely go for Ginola. I will recommend him 7 out of 10. He will be relevant for the next 3 to 4 months at least. Now bros, tell me if I have missed any players. Anyway, believers, that's all for this video. I will meet you with the next one. Till then, your lovely host, Mr. Believer, signing out.